Good morning, my name is Scott and I'm with the Sullivan County Victim Service Prevention Education Team. And today begins April, which is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, so we are kicking it off by reading Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll. Over the lake and out past the bay was a green, grassy hill where rocks came to play. They would race to the top to take in the view, then roll their way down the way rocks love to do. There was Kip, Pip, and Chester, and Marvin the Boulder. Ignatius played too, though he was much older. And a group called the Pebbles never ever sat still, zigzagging their way up and over the hill. Kai was a meteorite, and was not from this planet, and Maya was lava, but taken for granite. Stu was the smart one, Parker the clown, and grumpy old Albert rolled around with a frown. Gabby was sassy, Leslie was flair. Leslie had flair. Emma was giggly, and Hud had black hair. But the one trait that seemed to be shared by them all was that every rock was shaped like a ball. And because they were round, they could easily roll through the grass, past the lake, up and over the knoll. Except for poor Ricky, who quietly sat. You see, Rick couldn't roll because one side was flat. His friends didn't get it. "Come roll," they would chant. So Ricky tried, but replied, "I'm sorry, I can't." But the rocks were determined. They were sure they could solve Ricky's flat-sided problem and help him revolve. So Marvin the Boulder, with his impressive physique, carried Rick all the way to the hill's grassy peak. Then he pushed him downhill, yelling, "Keep rolling, kid." But Rick didn't roll, he just kind of slid. Well, the rocks weren't done, not by a mile. Surely this next try would get Rick to smile. They stuck rubber balls all over Rick, using big globs of glue to get them to stick. They were proud of themselves. "This will work," they announced. But Ricky still couldn't roll. Now he just sort of bounced. Well, they pushed and they pulled, trying every which way to get Rick to roll. But by the end of the day, nothing had worked. Just like Rick expected. He ended up feeling depressed and dejected. "It's no use," Ricky sighed. "There just isn't a way, so I'll sit off to the side and watch you all play." But his friends wouldn't quit. "We're here for you, brother, and we'll get you to roll one way or another." So they pondered and thought, each straining his brain, till they looked up and saw it was starting to rain. And that's when it hit, that smart stone named Stu. "Eureka!" he shouted. "I know just what to do." He explained to them how they would get Rick to tumble. "My plan is sure genius." Stu wasn't too humble. So they carried our hero down the road about a mile, to the lake where they gathered up mud they could pile, on the flat side of Rick, creating a mound, that they shaped smooth and sculpted until it was round. Then after the rain, with the sun in the sky, they left him to bake till the mud was all dry. They gathered up vines and one colorful feather that they wrapped all around Rick to keep it together. When the last knot was tied and the work was all done, the only step left was for Rick to have fun. They stood back and watched, feeling nervous and tense, as Rick breathed in deep with increasing suspense. He moved slowly at first, testing out his new mold, and then, for the first time, Ricky the Rock rolled. So Bria, the ladybug who'd been there from the start, felt a surge of pure joy swell up in her heart. She thought as she watched her friends play on the hill that there's always a way if there's also a will. And she said to herself as Ricky rolled down the slope, when you're surrounded by love, you always have hope. So, and I think that is a good message that our office here is looking to send, beginning with Sexual Assault Awareness Month, is that we are always here for people. So even if you feel alone or you don't have somebody to talk to, there are always people here. And even when we're not here, we have a hotline that you can call. So please don't be afraid to reach out to us. We are always here with open ears and open hearts. So today's activity for Ricky the Rock That Couldn't Roll is the Kindness Rocks project. So we painted rocks yesterday, and our original goal was to go into the school and allow for children to paint rocks with us and spread some kindness. But since we're kind of out of school and all of that's kind of thrown to the wayside right now, we did it here in our office.
So what we're asking you to do today for our activity with the book is to go outside, collect some rocks, wash them off, throw some paint on them, and make them something like what we have here that our staff made. If you'd like, you can post in the comments which of our staff's rocks is your favorite, as well as post pictures of your rocks that you painted with your family. We hope you enjoy the rock painting activity, and we hope that this can spread a little kindness throughout our county during this difficult time. We look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. Friday.